more chicken.
Oh, my save DC
Eat
is
all the
14
chickens
now.
in this
Did that go
fucking
up?
place.
Does that go up too?
Cunts.
Which one?
Save DC?
All
Does that
right.
also go
Yeah.
up?
That
So-
does go
Now
up.
mine's 14.
Yep. It'll go up every time your proficiency or your wisdom goes up.
When we last left off, the Bums of Greenest, unsuccessful in their attempts to procure the White Dragon Mask or a living Varum the White, had ridden out of the Serpent Hills, flown over the Tradeway, and finally arrived at their home and base of operations in the City of Splendors, Narrow Creek Manor. Although physically empty-handed, you came bearing information and an old traveling companion, Isadove Taterbrush, who was emotionally more vulnerable than you, had seen her in the past, having lost her crew to the Slot attack on the Zentarum safe house. She revealed more to you than in prior conversations, including her suspicions that Talus the White had defected to the cult of the Dragon, and the White Dragon Mask, with the White Dragon Mask, and had arranged for the death of Issa and her group. In addition, she confirmed Zan's theory that she had a son named Kedrick. Though nothing more than his name and existence were provided. Landing in Waterdeep late in the day, you headed straight for the manor and were greeted by Finardill, your butler, with an official contract sealed by the Lords of Waterdeep and a letter for Zan. Word was sent to Ramalia Haventree of your return, but Finardill informed you she would not be back for several more days, her arrival coinciding with the start of the Winter Festival on the 10th day of the Claw of Winter. Micaiah requested the aid of the group as a whole in chasing a lead that would hopefully result in some answers regarding a letter from her mother found inside her backpack. You traveled east from Waterdeep for half a day until you found yourselves entering a small wood. Green leaves and flowers blooming despite the winter season. It wasn't long before you found yourselves face to face with a bright yellow door, about 3.5 feet tall, and attached to a large pine cone with 2 windows and a smoking chimney. As you stand there looking, you can see that the pine cone is almost leaning up against a very large tree, and this little waft of smoke coming up from the chimney. Is there anything that you would like to do before knocking on the door, which you will be doing?
Which you will be doing.
You know what, guys? This is a bad idea. Let's turn around.
I was saying that I borrow your belt and I'll just kick it over the nearby mountains. Just punt it. See ya.
Micaiah's inspecting everything very closely. She's super hyper aware. Or
Is
trying
there
to
like
be
a
of every
fenced-in
little
yard
thing.
or anything? Is it just a pine cone leaning against?
No, it's kind of like you're walking along the trail that leads through this small wood, and there is a large, pine cone leaning up against.
I would like
this-
to use. Sorry. Go ahead.
There's nothing. You can hear little chittering of squirrels, and it's as I said, strangely green in this area compared to. It's not, and it's slightly warmer, almost like early spring. Smell of blooming flowers and whatnot, but there's nothing else. In Micaiah looking around and inspecting, it's based off of what you know from your time in the military and your connection to nature. You don't see anything overtly suspicious at the moment.
Well, Erdnot, not liking witches, is going to use Divine Sense.
Okay. Divine Sense is Celestials, Fae...
Detect good and evil. Until your next turn, you can detect the Hollow Spell.
Yep.
No location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
That is not behind total cover.
Alright. So tapping into that, you feel the energy kind of pulse through you. Familiar to that feeling of when you're floating in that white space in Tholthrum and it comes to visit. But the feeling that you get back is nothing comes.
Was a witch considered a hag?
You don't know. A hag is a hag.
Oh, I thought a hag is a witch to me. So
Are we all standing right in front of
I
it?
think it's actually considered fey.
Who's standing right in front of the door?
You guys are probably, 5-10 feet away, just right there.
Oh. Eric's just gonna reach around whoever's in front of him and just lightly tap on the door.
Boy, you didn't check for any signs of warding.
And then he's gonna go right behind. Okay.
Okay. So you knock on the door.
Like she knocked.
Thanks, darling. I didn't have the nerve.
So you knock on the door, and it takes a couple of seconds, but... Sorry, 1 second. You hear a little bit of shuffling. And a little, like, as the door opens. And you see...
I was wondering what the furniture was for.
Whoa, what the heck?
Oh,
Hey!
So you see standing before you. I just want to make
Can
sure
they
this
see
is
that?
unmuted.
They can see that on stream and all that.
Yep.
I can see you guys on stream, but not actually.
Oh,
we
in
just
real
lost him.
time.
There it is.
Oh,
There it
sorry. That's on me. All right. Yeah. So, who do they see standing before them in the door?
You see a old, crotchety gnome in like dirty, like gray robes, and she kind of just looks up to you guys and goes, "What do you want? Did the bitch send you?"
Did who?
Did the bitch send?
Oh, the bitch.
Or not, just looking at Makai going,
Who's the bitch?
The bitch?
Yeah, that bitch down the road, or down the woods, or wherever.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Well, then what are you doing here?
I came here in hopes that you could answer some of my questions.
You want questions answered? Well, if you want questions answered, you gotta do things for me. I don't just give information away for free.
What do you want?
And kind of starts walking into the house, not waiting for you guys to see if you come in.
It's definitely her. She's out of her mind.
You see the little gnome kind of turn around, the wavy hair, long robes, very old for a gnome. Like you, Erdnot, you would know looking at this gnome probably about your age. You know, they live like 300, 350, they're approximately the same as dwarves, but this gnome
They're cousins.
is pretty old. You can smell, like, it smells kind of homey. There's like a little smell coming out from that little door. And immediately, or not, you looking in would be able to see that, like, clearly as you peer in after her, that little tiny pine cone, or giant
Is
pine
a
cone,
TARDIS.
is huge on the inside. So, but the rest of you would definitely have to kind of duck to go into.
Alright, it's my head, I'm just like, nice dicks.
Right.
So we have to crawl in.
You just kind of have to. It's probably about 4 feet. So like you're ducking pretty good to like get down into that.
Limbo
Yeah.
in.
So
We don't have time for that. This is serious.
Sorry, sweetie, sorry.
so as you head into the home, is there anything that you want to do before you head in?
I'm following Micaiah.
Micaiah's just going right in.
All right. Micaiah heads in first. Do you want to describe what they see in the home?
It's it's like just a wide, like a very like long and wide wooden cottage. There is stuff everywhere. There's like bookshelves and books everywhere, statues, just all kinds of crap. But other than that, it's nothing really like fancy or spectacular. Almost looks like a hoarder's house, but not as bad.
Does it smell like a hoarder's house?
We were just talking
No,
about that before.
it probably smells more like spices and incense and, you know, maybe a little bit of burning.
I like all those smells. And sodas or not.
Issa brings up the rear because she is with you, and she's been quite quiet, which is unlike her, during your whole journey. Like, you can tell that she's still processing what had happened a few days back. It's only been a few days. So she just kind of, she doesn't have to duck, she just kind of walks in at the end, looking around. She does one last look around the outside before closing the door and then stepping in. Nice digs.
Thanks. So, as you can see, I kind of have hard time finding things around here. So I might need your help. But what kind of information do you want? What is it regarding?
Well, I was wondering if you remembered a man named Arden Grovehill?
Do I know a man named Arden Grovehill?
No, you do not.
Never heard of him.
I like to think that she asked herself that too before.
Like out loud.
You were literally the voice in
Do I know?
Exactly.
What about Lissa from the village?
Never heard of him.
Mark's gonna lean over and say, Mickey, maybe this isn't who you were looking for?
Alright, do you work for somebody? You have a master? Or
I don't
out
work
here
for anyone
alone
no
by
more.
yourself?
I live by myself now. I don't work for no one anymore. I don't
Anymore?
report to anyone but me.
Who did you used to work for?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would, actually. That's my question I want answered. Who did you used to work for and when?
Who is your daddy?
Akai, you must show the proper respect to elders.
See,
Please.
I like this one.
Well, then you talk to her. Them.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Issa's gonna step forward and like kind of push back and be like, so Grandma, what's your name?
I'm nobody's grandma, and my name is Gia.
Gia. I'm Issa Dove, and these are my traveling companions. Everyone, would you like to introduce yourselves to the kindly known grand woman, young lady who allowed us to enter into her abode?
I'm Micaiah. Who did you used to work for?
He just puts his hand on her shoulder and goes, Heard not brew bottle, madam.
Nice to meet you, not brew
I didn't know
bottle.
we had a certain order. Arg will just say, they call me Trogdor. And in the distance you just hear, Trogdor! Arik has no magic, but for some weird reason that just happens.
Flames start shooting out.
And I'm Xander Huntsman.
Alright. As I said, if you want answers to questions, then you gotta do something for me first.
Would you like a
See? Oh, go ahead.
Issa says, would you like a sweep? I mean, I can do that for you.
Nah. The house is fine, it's clean enough. But here's the thing. Like I said, as you can see, I have a hard time finding things, but it's not for the exact reason that you may think. You see, half of this house, or half of these items, are illusions. I cast them to make sure that I hide my valuables and no one can find them. But I seem to have forgotten which things are illusions and what's real. So I have hidden some 3 very special bottles in the house, and I need you to find them for me.
Let's say 3.
Yes, 3.
I think we can handle that. It's up to you, Micaiah.
I mean, does that mean that you're gonna tell me who you used to work for?
Well, there's definitely more of a chance of me telling you if you find my items than if you don't.
Fine. I'm good at finding stuff anyway. Tell me, what do you need to find? I'll find it. Lickety split.
3 bottles.
Of what?
Alcohol.
What kind of alcohol?
Yes.
There's lots of types of alcohol.
Alric smiles. He likes this lady. What can you just...
I mean, I can find you 3 bottles of alcohol. I just gotta go in his pants.
Jesus.
Well, these are 3 very specific kinds of alcohol, and they're kinds that are in this house.
You'll probably
not in
find better
someone's pants.
alcohol
At least
right
I
here in
hope
his
they're
back
not in
pocket.
someone's pants.
Then hidden in this house, because I can only imagine how long it's been fermenting for.
What
But let me see what kind of alcohol you have, because I mean, might be just as good as what I have.
What are you?
Issa like jabs or not like sneaks over and is like, show her your alcohol.
You don't pull it out of your pants or not. Come on.
All I have is me with me is me mead, and she's not getting that. That is a spirit. That is a.
For anything, just give her the meat.
Just a taste.
This is the last of it.
I'll share some of mine with you if you share some of yours with me.
Artie, come on. How much meat on a stick have I bought you?
This mead can never be made again.
What, you just gonna hold on to it forever and never drink it?
Well,
This is
I
the
gave
perfect
I
occasion.
gave you all a sip when I died.
Did I help you go get your daughter? Did I complain one time?
He hands over the
Thank you.
pouch.
Jesus! I had to chase her soul back from the depths of hell.
It wasn't in hell. There was no hell for the door.
Well, whatever. Encourage you to call her back as your weak ass call. Tell her.
Oof.
Issa's gonna look at Gia and be like, they love each other very
We
much.
do. I do love him.
They love each other. Despite
I can
Sometimes
tell.
he needs a little hard love. That's all.
It's a
Give her the meat.
certain type of relationship.
All right.
All right.
Passes
Yeah.
the it is about half full. It's like a leather water pouch, except it's got a 400-year-old glass of its kind mead in it.
I guarantee you this is way better than the 3 bottles you've got.
You don't know that, Missy.
This is something that you've never tried. There's no way she could have got her hands
Are
on
there
this.
windows?
Am I wrong?
Oh, she's old enough. She might have. No, not this far north, most likely. Oh, maybe.
I find it
She-
very unlikely that you've ever had a chance to get your hands on this.
Don't
And
let
I
light
find it
touch
very unlikely that you've had a chance to get your hands on what I've got.
she is very old. No offense. She is very old.
I'm just
Some good
saying it's
alcohol.
really good meat.
Yeah, no.
She kind of walks over, like, very, like,
That's
and reaches up and gets a, like, dusty shot glass from one of the shelves, you know, just blows some of the dust out, and pours herself just a shot glass sized bit of the meat and hands it back to you. All right. So here is what I'm looking for. I got 3 bottles that I'm looking for.
you jerk.
Issa just
There is Direby Honey Whiskey, Lark's Laughter, and Worm Rot Clearwater. No, those are not names of people. Those are actually the alcohol's names. So go find those for me
Da-
while I'm sipping this mead.
Can you
And
repeat
then I'll
that
answer
one
your
more
questions.
time?
Dire bee honey.
Direby Honey Whiskey, Lark's Laughter, and
Lark's
Worm
Laughter.
Rot Clearwater.
Lark's Laughter and Worm Rot Clearwater.
Do you remember what the bottles looked like? Do they have a certain color to them?
Let's see, is there...
Size.
The glass.
Okay.
Shape,
So, the
location.
Direby Honey Whiskey has a wooden spoon engraved with wood from the world tree and leaf of the golden moon glow herb. God,
Sound
it's
very
been a
sure
long
about that.
time.
Memory.
Then Lark's Laughter is a cinnamon whiskey. And the Wormrock Clearwater is a cleared, hard liquid with little flecks of something floating in it.
Flex. Worms?
So, after Gia describes to you the bottles, and you take a look around and you can see that there are bottles, there are little statuettes, there are books, there's like clutter everywhere. And as she mentioned, her house is full of illusionary spells. Just you walk over to one, you see Arik will say, you walk over Trogdor, sorry, and you see a bottle that looks almost exactly like what she described, and you're like, oh, the Wormrock, and you go to grab it, and your hand just goes right
boy.
through it.
Oh, this is Arik's nightmare.
This is going to be a skill challenge, actually, that we're going to do.
Can I don't want to break the skill challenge, but can Zan first close his eyes, use his blind sense, and see what bottles are real and versus the illusions?
So you can. You close your eyes and you kind of like feel out. There are bottles and books and paper, and so
You ain't
there's
getting out
a
of this,
ton.
is what she's saying.
Well, there's a ton of fake stuff.
I was
but
looking to
there's
see if I have Dispel Magic, but I
there's
don't yet.
just as
I
many.
do.
There's just as many real. Like it's just clutter of illusion
So
and.
it's not a needle in a haystack.
No.
It's a needle in a needle factory.
I was gonna say it's a hay. It's
You're
finding
right.
hay in a haystack.
It's not like everything's an illusion and there are 3 bottles. It's a mess of illusionary magic and real things just throughout the whole house.
You'll
there-
even see with that, like, you'll see 2 of the same things, like, maybe, like, next to each other or away, and you don't know which one's the real one and which one's the illusion.
So Issa is gonna, so she looks over at Gia and she's just gonna say, so why? Huh? Why?
Why what?
Why are you hiding things from yourself?
I'm not hiding it from myself, I'm hiding it so it doesn't get stolen.
From who though? Like are you-
Anyone!
Okay. She's just gonna like look at all of you like eye contact.
Like,
So the way this skill challenge is gonna work, basically, everybody tells me using the skills that you have, how are you going to find these bottles? And essentially, it's the kind of thing where if somebody uses athletics, for example, the next person can't use athletics. You have to use something different in your skill set to find.
my skills for this are gonna suck so bad. Because when you said athletics, I'm like, how the hell am I gonna use athletics to find a
You
ball?
gotta lift up something heavy to look underneath.
Yeah. So, you look around this daunting task. Any thoughts?
Micaiah wants to try casting Dispel Magic.
Alright. Make me a... We'll do a perception check. Because what you do know about Dispel Magic is if she has cast these illusionary magics over and over and over, then you can't dispel magic on the whole area. You have to dispel magic on a singular thing.
Oh, it's not one spell?
It's like layers.
Oh, I thought it was
Layers
just
of
one
magic.
spell.
No, it's just like if she
Oh.
has done it that way.
So this is like impossible. Basically, to break, is what you're saying. We have to use skills. Okay, gotcha.
How high? I was gonna say, she is not gonna let us
I
get
mean,
out
you
of
can
this.
try.
How high are the ceilings?
The ceilings are probably like your head is touching them.
If there's any way
Okay,
I
so
can
it's not
use
like I have to
stealth,
like
No.
push anybody up to look over like bookcases.
would stealth be helpful?
Stealth would be. So what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to
Gotta
do?
sneak up on them bottles so they can't run away.
Do they
The
move?
Pink Panther theme
Do
starts
they
playing,
like
You haven't seen anything move. No.
sleight of hand? out real quick. I have no idea.
Zan is going to, using his blind sight, start in one section where he can feel that there are real bottles, and he's going to investigate to see if any of the, like a big mass of real bottles that he can see. He's going to start investigating, looking for one of the three.
The fake bottle, like, is not really there. Like, we go to grab it, and our hand goes right through it.
Does it stay, though? Does it just spell once you touch it?
It stays.
Damn.
So you head over to, using your blind sight, you can tell that you can see where all of the different sections are. So you just start going around. Make an investigation check.
It's 15.
So you are able to grab at one point. You're kind of pulling out, and you're able to pick the ones that. Hey, thank you for the raid, Sensei Suplex.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Suplex City.
Welcome in. Let me just do my thing here. So, working over in this one section, it takes you probably a good, like, 10 minutes. Like, everything is going on. Issa is actually just going to be chatting with Gia the whole time. She's just like, you guys got it. You find this one section of a bunch of bottles. You can tell that these are all real. You still find yourself kind of like reaching your hand through a book here or there, and actually grab onto a book and pull it out, and it makes a little like clunking noise as you do, and you open it up, and the book is fake. So now you're like, oh my god, there's books with bottles in them. But you open it up and you see the
like
bottle
grandfather's
of, it's just like a rounded bottle with the wooden spoon engraved, and you believe you have found, you're like, the diary.
This one of the bottles that you're looking for?
Ah, yes! Give me that!
He's like, good job, good job.
Is this the only room? Is it just one big room?
It's just one big room?
Yeah.
Well, he's
Is
thinking.
there any
of
way?
it.
I'll try to talk to Gia and maybe persuade her to remember.
You
Is it-
persuade someone to remember.
I'm gonna try. It's up to her. It would really help if there was any memories that you had of, or anything you could remember at all of possibly the last time you saw them at all.
So make make a persuasion check.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Oh,
with a 6. With a plus 6, that's a 26.
Oh, shoot!
So Gia,
Alrick, you
convinced
her
suck.
right away.
She doesn't just remember the
Motherfucker.
bottle. She sees time and space. She
sees you
smells the
with no
last
shirt on.
with the bottles.
He's showing
With the
legs.
bottles. With your sword in your...
I was gonna say he's holding the
He's holding
neck.
a sword.
He's got the neck of the bottle at his navel, and
There
he's
you
got
go.
the one leg up like Captain
Yep,
Morgan.
there you go. Yeah.
so Gia, looking
With
over
this
Trogdor,
really old gnome.
the convincing eyes, and you start to think back in your head about, okay, the last time, all right, I got this one. Take a little swig of the Dire Bee honey whiskey, and you're like, whew. And then when your eyes open, you look kind of just beyond Trogdor's head, and over on the side there is a bookshelf right behind him, and you realize like, oh yeah, that's where I must have put. I think there's one there.
I think there's one right over there.
Oh, well, thank you. And he's just gonna give her a little, like, he's gonna go.
That is so
Oh,
disrespectful.
Issa's like,
like cute, like no.
Or not like, oh.
Thank you so much. Like he's talking to his great Grammy.
He just looks right at Zan and goes, that can get you executed in most places.
Issa's,
Not where he's from.
You see Issa's hand just go. She like looks over at Gia
God.
as you turn around to go look on
He's
this.
gonna turn. Yeah, he's just gonna bop over. He has no idea. He's like, yeah, cool.
Over on this bookshelf, you could see that there are I mean, the bookshelf is as tall as you, so you could picture how maybe something would get lost up there. But there are just books. It's just books on this shelf. There's no bottles on this shelf.
Or if I'm gonna have to stop picking up books.
So you kind of like start moving your hand. Your hand goes through some of the books and hits some of the other ones, and then you get up to the very top shelf, and your hand pushes through, and you hear a bottle clink.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have you actually make a dexterity check.
Come on.
Ball of spikes goes
I just
by.
want to see what happens as your hand kind of pushes through.
It's a 10. I have a 10. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's a you said straight dex.
Straight
right?
dex, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be 10.
So you reach your hand in and you hear the little like clunk, clunk, and then it starts to fall, but you see it come out of the illusion, like it was hidden behind this illusion of books, and it just starts to topple over off the side, but you grab onto it, you kind of do one of those things, and again, Issa is just watching you like... And then you hold on to it, and you can see that this one appears to be a long bottle, thin, with that like amber colored, almost like glittering kind of whiskey. So it might be the Lark's Laughter.
Alright, go bring it back over.
Don't drop that, Sonny!
He's gonna butt back over because he's so excited he actually did something, and he's gonna like with a flourish hand it to her. Nothing too fancy because he doesn't want to drop it.
She kind of reaches up and like pats your cheek. Good boy.
That's more acceptable.
Arik's gonna blush.
Because of my...
I'm gonna go back to
Oh.
Micaiah because that didn't technically count. The investigation roll.
Oh. Can I cast locate object?
The face.
I'm gonna say,
They described it. What it looked like.
yes, she did. So make an intelligence check for the locate object to see if you can picture in your mind well enough to locate that specific object.
Oh, that's a 1!
So you find yourself sitting there. And
I fall asleep.
I'm done with
I'm
this.
asleep. I'm asleep. I fall asleep.
well, I picture you as kind of sitting there, like really
I
stressed,
can't believe
really
that.
stressed
Seriously?
out. Actually, like Micaiah is very
I am
stressed
stressed
out
out
in
right
this
now.
moment. Like, like
God is
you
stressed.
came to this place.
I love you, Annie.
You came to this house. It wasn't what you were expecting. A giant pine cone, and then this little
Yeah,
gnome
right?
comes out, and you're picturing like, okay, is this the witch that Lissa told me about? But then she doesn't know who Lissa is, and you have in your mind like, you heard the descriptions of the bottles, but like it didn't really stick because you're looking at this little gnome, and you're like, she doesn't know Arden Grove Hill. She doesn't know Lissa. What is this house? This isn't what I was picturing. I was picturing something more like maybe sinister or something like that. And like now I'm looking for alcohol. Like all these thoughts are going through your head, and you just can't like focus. While you're looking around, there's just so much overwhelming emotion going through you. Like not sure where you are. It was supposed to be a day's journey. We only traveled for half a day, and it's spring here. Like there's so many things going through your head that you just can't get out of your own head, and you're like looking. You see Issa look at you at one point, like, all right, or not.
Because of my
rolled a one.
background in this, and because I have brewer's tools, I'd like to do an investigation check, but I want to see if I can literally sniff out the real alcohol, because even though it's in a glass, I believe his senses would be attuned enough to be able to like detect a hint of it a little better than most people.
So Zan did investigation,
Oh, fuck me.
but you can do perception, I would say. So
Yeah,
like,
I'm not proficient in that.
well,
Then however I can use my brewer's tools. I always forget
you-
how.
you're proficient
Yeah.
in brewer's tools. So
Right.
you would be able to add your proficiency bonus to your perception check if you're utilizing it.
Intimidation, just show me it, woman!
So you can
You
make
can't scare me, Sonny. You don't know what I've seen.
It's like, hands off my granny.
Do you want your alcohol or not?
Alright, so...
So you can make
Do you want your
You do.
answers
I
or
think
not?
you need our help.
Would I
You
do
don't
that
just
with
want it.
advantage or just add the
you
proficiency?
add your proficiency.
Okay.
And I don't think you need that Red Bull.
Ah,
You don't know what I
I'm not even
mean.
gonna tell you.
What is it? A 1?
No, but it's not even... Doesn't break 10.
Okay.
That was a waste of a roll.
So you kind of like
You're
sniff
retired.
around, and you're like, I can sniff it out. I'm a master at sniffing out alcohol.
Master of bullshit.
And but when you do
You
like, you
sniffed out
take,
the alcohol I'm already drinking.
you kind of stand in the middle of the room, and you're like, and all you smell is like this overwhelming, like the spices, the incense, and then because she had just flipped open the 2 different whiskeys at this point, she's just like whoop, whoop, and your nose keeps going to the whiskey, where this clear water, it's like a clear liquor. It's almost like make a what would that be? History, maybe? History check. So to see if you can figure out what it would smell like.
Am I adding my proficiency to that? Because I'm looking for... Alright, so...
This is brewers.
8 minus 1 plus 4. Don't
Okay.
do that math.
So you know that this would be kind of almost like a clear vodka type thing. It's clear water. It's like straight, like rubbing alcohol smell. But as you stand there, like everybody looking at you, everybody's doing this, all this is kind of happening all at once. Micaiah's kind of standing there a little bit panicked, or not just standing in the middle of the room like. His like nostrils going, and like again, Issa is like trying to talk to Gia, but she's also just watching all of you. Like, you're not okay. What the fuck is going on here? Like, oh, he looks really excited. Hey, Zan's finding something. So, you have 2 and 2. So, any other thoughts on finding this last bottle?
Zen, like to possibly make an insight check after observing the older gnome, seeing how she moves around. Perhaps he could try to predict where she might have put it through her moving through already, possibly.
Okay. Yeah. Make an insight check.
Did Micaiah give him guidance?
Micaiah gives Zan guidance.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
How
guidance.
big are the statues? Are they
You're welcome.
tall
There's
statues?
little statuettes.
Oh, they're little
of,
tiny
like,
statuettes.
different sizes, but yeah. they're
Can
like
Ark?
statuettes.
Ark's gonna go around and check those
17.
Okay. 17. So, Arik, as you're walking through, you see like some statuettes on the floor. You go to reach, like your hand goes through one, and you walk over to another one, and like you think your hand's gonna go through it, but you like tap it and it starts to fall. You're like doing this like
Oh, like statues!
going around.
Statue dominoes.
I know, right? Just
Knocking them all
statues,
over,
apparently.
one after another.
Micaiah,
I can totally
Like,
picture you doing
I'm like
that.
fucking Lenny of Mice and Men.
I'm just stressed over
actually
there, like,
breaking
what
shit.
are you all doing?
Micaiah, like looking super stressed, comes over as you can see Zan is just kind of like thoughtfully looking at Gia. She's chatting with Issa, which I'll get to like the questions that Issa's asking her. But and you come over, you come over and
Yes.
you can see that he's deep in thought. So you just kind of put your hand on his shoulder and you can feel a little kind of extra warmth. Your head feels a little bit clearer, and it's almost like you can picture her shuffling around and talking to herself, this little gnome living alone.
She's standing like right next to it, right?
Yeah, well, and you can see.
It's in her pocket. Like
I was actually just
probably
gonna
here.
say, I was like, what is she wearing? Is she wearing like an apron? It's probably like, oh, here it is.
Well, you see Arik kind
It's in her
of just
hair.
like touching all these statues, like find them on the ground, and he's like, some of them he's knocking over and grabbing.
Like a circus bear, just batting things around.
And you're like, oh no, he's onto something. You look over and you see a statuette just kind of by itself on a table, and you kind of head over there, and Again, you pick it up and it goes like rattles, and you're like, this, like, she hid stuff within the illusions, and you open up this statuette, and inside is the like a little almost like spherical potion bottle, clear with the little flecks of something. They're so small you can't really make it out, and you're pretty sure that this is the worm rot clear water.
Or not seeing that. He's using his survival skills now, so he's on the ground. He's picking up like little things of hair. He's smelling it. You see a little, and you see him like look that way, and he scurries over to another corner.
He's licking his finger, looking for the breeze.
Because that's the only other skill I have left.
You're smelling and licking the hairballs. Is that worm
You should
rot?
do that while you're yelling. Trying to be intimidating at the same time.
Where's the worm rot?
Just yelling at the hair. Where is it? Where are the drugs going?
Swear to me.
So,
Very
Zan,
aggressive survival.
Survival plus intimidation.
Yes.
As you start to head
Intimidating
over,
survival.
Issa, in the meantime, has been chatting up Gia because that's what she does. And she's gonna be like, "So, Gia, how long have you been out here? This is quite the little cottage in the woods."
Few months, maybe a year, maybe a decade, maybe a century. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can get behind that. So you said you used to work for somebody. So anybody I know? I mean, I'm kind of like a freelancer, but I do know quite a few organizations. Was it like a sole proprietor, or was it kind of like a big conglomerate? And how?
It was a group of people doing some research.
That's cool. So like a group of people who maybe all have a shared goal and maybe are following like one particular person, or maybe like an entity in like a fanatical way, or kind of like a group of people who are working for the government.
More the former than the latter.
Oh,
Like 100% more the former than the latter.
yeah. I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in that kind of thing. I mean, some leaders are just so charismatic, and others are really not, and I don't know how people follow them. But
I couldn't tell ya.
yeah. How'd you
Oh, I
get...
found it! No, wait! She put the label on a different bottle!
Keep trying or not. You got it, buddy.
Buddy?
That's the cheap stuff. I wanted them to take that instead.
So as Zan heads over, like with the little bottle of clear worm rot clear water, he's just like, "This is a great group of people. See, like, only took them maybe 25-30 minutes. Find 3 bottles."
Could have done worse. And she takes the bottle, opens it up, and just like drinks a big swig with the like floating specks going down as well. Now that's the stuff.
You might want to pace yourself.
Pace myself. I've been doing drinking longer than all of you combined.
I note that.
How old are
The more
you, Sonny?
intoxicated, the more she liked. Let her drink.
She asked how old.
Alright.
Oh. 392.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Let's check my notes. Pretty sure it's... wait.
He's so
Oh,
old.
you're right.
not.
It's 292.
I was gonna say,
He's so-
I
our
thought
friend
My
he
bad.
only lived to like 300.
Our friend is so old he can't remember his own birthday.
Ethan looks over at Erdna when he says it. She's like, "No, you're not. He's or not. No."
That's how old he is. He can't remember when he was born.
I'd be dead.
So it was 292, you said?
Aye.
Oh, you're just a little older than me. Come, sit down and have a drink. Girlie, you look stressed. Come here, have a drink. You need to calm down.
I do need to calm down, and I could calm down if you just tell me who you used to work for.
Well, now
I got
you got
sent
me my
over here.
bottles. Now you got me
Listen.
my bottles, so sit down, grab a glass,
Right.
have a drink with me, and I'll talk.
All right.
So,
Alright, so
Can I have some of the whiskey at least?
which one? Do you want the cinnamon whiskey or the honey whiskey?
I want the honey whiskey, obviously. Don't you know where I'm from?
No, I don't know who you are or why you're here.
Clearly, which is what I need to find out. Give me some honey whiskey.
She's-
Let's go.
She slides over the bottle to you.
Makai takes a
Oh.
very large gulp.
Alright, so you asked me who I'm working for, or who I worked for.
Yes.
I used to do some research and such for the Cult of the Dragon.
Was not expecting that.
But you said used to, so you don't anymore.
Nah,
Why not? Doesn't really seem like something you can get out of so easily.
I faked being senile in order to get out.
Issa has a straight
I'm
face
not
and she's
sure
just like,
how
"Yeah."
much that was fake. I mean, we just had to go around your house and find your bottles.
Listen,
What kind of
these
research?
are valuable bottles. I don't need anyone stealing my stuff, and that the bottles aren't
Well,
the
what
only
kind
things
of
that are
research
hidden around
did you
here.
do? We're interested in that.
What kind of what did I do?
Research. Issa's like,
Oh, hold on. I'm looking for it in my notes. No, that doesn't look like it. No, that's
I love
not
research.
It.
Just a researching kind of gal.
I'm a
So-
research fanatic.
I can't
So-
remember which paragraph this is in.
So Gia would have done like just research on how to complete the rituals that are required to raise Tiamat from the Nine Hells. But once it became clear, like she joined the cult, but it was kind of, eh. And then once it started to become clear that this was more of a serious endeavor, they've been failing at everything they tried to do for quite some time, and their prior attempts were at raising Draco liches. This was something different, and so once
Doesn't sound
Gia...
like fun either.
Yeah, what's
But they just kind of, they thought that, well, we'll
What's
just
a
raise
Draco lich?
dead dragons,
Oh.
like raised from the dead. But this was more serious and started to become more of a reality, and that's when Gia decided, like, I'm gonna get out while they get out. It's good. So you don't know too much about how far they've come.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, I found it. It was at the top of the document. I was
okay.
looking at the bottom. Found it.
They're just talking about food.
We're talking about chips. It's me and Annie. Of course, we're talking about food.
This is why I bought extra chicken.
We're either speaking of, I'm probably gonna have more. We're either flirting or we're eating food.
Do you need more chips? I got
I was
two
gonna
right
say,
here.
do I
chips
have a
is
bag
like-
of open chips over there?
Yeah, we do have two over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want that specific kind of chip?
No, I
You in the
don't
mood
care
for
what
that?
kind of chips I have. I
She just
want
wants food.
some chips. I mean, if you have chips over there, I'll take
Oh,
those.
yeah, these chips.
Oh, okay.
Fucking yeah.
So,
Pass them over when you say.
Okay.
how long ago did you stop working with them?
So DM, it says the last time I had contact with them was several months ago, but is that how long ago I've been with them, or have I been retired for a while?
You've been retired for several months. Like,
Okay,
hard to keep track of time, but
yeah. Few
Loud.
months by now.
Sorry. So you joined as a gag?
Nope, I joined to do research.
Okay.
In your research, was there anything that you uncovered for them?
Oh yeah, plenty.
Could you perhaps elaborate for us?
So Issa pipes up and she's like, I know it can be a lot, to spill the beans in front of a bunch of strangers, but I mean, if you've got something written down, I mean, you said you're a researcher, so you gotta...
Oh yeah, I have a journal I could share with you guys.
Did you hide that inside a statue too?
Quiet, boy.
You know, I liked you at one point. You better watch your mouth.
I just want to boop the snoot again.
Dear lady, is there anything in your research that could counter what they're trying to do?
Counter? I'm not so sure. But hold on, let me get the book. And she gets up and, waddles over to her bookshelf and she kind of stares at it for a minute, stares at all of the illusions and not illusions. And she reaches through one of the illusions and pulls out like a leather bound notebook and brings it over to you guys. This is some notes I have on the cult of the dragons themselves that might come in handy.
What language is it written in?
What language is it written in?
For Gia's paranoia, it's written in multiple languages. Some sentences even have multiple languages within them. Hold on, let me see what languages Gia even knows. Oh, I only know Common and Gnomish. Never mind. So, you can probably understand most of it.
I like where you're going with it before.
How
that
long?
was fun.
How
Yeah,
long
that's
ago
fine.
was this written?
Months? Years? I've been with them for a long time.
But you're not any longer.
No,
Well, why not?
because I did so much agree with how things were turning, how the tide was turning.
What do you mean
They
by that?
started coming up with some plans that I didn't agree with.
Like what?
So
For you to pour that much research and all of a sudden to stop.
there was a new leader that came into play, and well, one of the things he wanted to do was not just should I I don't know which part I should actually tell them about DM.
It's fine. All of it's good. I'm gonna give them all the notes from the journal, so you can say what you want.
Alright, so he was looking for ways to almost become part of the dragons, to speak with them, to manipulate them. He was also trying to summon these things called Draco Liches. So it was all really bad juju.
Who is this new leader?
His name is what the heck is his name? Severin Silvergin.
That's a new name, I think.
Yeah.
Severin Silver.
It's not.
Severin's the leader of the cult.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I didn't know who the leader of the cult was.
I remember that back
Neither.
when we around the time we fought.
Let me check my notes. No,
He's
I
a
don't know who
Calishite.
that is.
He is a Calishite.
What?
A pile of shite.
Calishite. A pile of
She
shit.
said Calishite, and I was like, what's this? I never heard of that one.
I really dig the idea that she actually wrote this in like several languages, like even in different
Let's
sentences.
just go with she knows a lot of languages.
If we go with that, can I cast comprehend languages and just read this jumble of like bullshit that she just handed us?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So when Gia hands you over the journal, you kind of flip through it and you can see all of these different languages written in it. Some of them you recognize immediately, although you don't necessarily know how to speak them, and then you cast, and you sit for a minute. It takes like how long?
I don't have it prepared, so I'd have to take 2 minutes because it's a first level spell to learn to have it to prepare it, then to cast it, and it lasts for an hour.
We got time.
Yeah. So you kind of sit with it while she's chatting, and cast comprehend languages. And as she's talking, you're just kind of learning basically what she's telling you, that Severin Silragen, who is the leader of the cult, believes that draconic knowledge and power belongs to living dragons, not the dead. So the cult had been working to pull Draco Liches, but has shifted their focus with Severin being the new leader. That Tiamat became amused with his ambitions, and so at that point revealed to him specifically that there were 5 dragon masks that could help to bring her forth out of the prison. Gave him that knowledge. So individually, the masks allow you to communicate with dragons of that type. So the black dragon mask, the white. But more importantly, people who are very well versed in draconic lore become worm speakers when they wear the mask. So that allows them to think like a dragon, to gain favor among dragons, to influence their behavior. So when all of the masks are brought together, they magically merge into a single mask of the Dragon Queen. And the mask allows or aids in the release of Tiamat from her prison. So...
Does it allow you to control Tiamat?
She wouldn't give them information.
No.
It's like, find this thing to release me that also controls me.
So once Severin realized that this was...
But wouldn't somebody realize that they're going to unleash something they can't control?
She's the queen. You don't control the queen.
No, subjects, I don't care.
So
Yes, queen.
after he realized and discovered the secret, he bent all of the resources to finding all of the dragon masks. That was his new goal. And when he became wearer of the red mask, when he found that one, he was the first of the worm speakers, and then others started to follow. At first, the Cult of the Dragon kept their goals a secret, and they began with like little quiet raids here and there. Towards the end there, Greenest was one of the more overt raids that was coming to the end of the secrecy, really. And they started to increase their activity along the Sword Coast, especially in the north. Besides, the cultist Severin has forged an alliance with a splinter faction of the Red Wizards of Thay. Not the, it's a small and secretive group. It's not the main group. It's led by an outcast named Rathmodar.
Oh,
They plot.
I know that guy.
They
He's
plot
the one who
to
fought in
unseat
that.
the Lich Zastam from his position over the Red Wizards. So they want to get... Zastam is the head of the Red Wizards of Thay. Rathmodar is a subgroup that wants to get rid of them. And the Red Wizards are not on the Sword Coast.
Presumably take over.
Probably. Wrath believes that in exchange for his help in releasing Tiamat, these are notes that Gia is able to make, that she will give him power to overcome Zastam when she comes forth.
Classic. He'll be the first to be eaten. That's just the way it always goes. unleash me and you will gain power. It's like chomp as soon as they're done.
So the cult
Did I
is
not watch any movies?
Is there anything inside? Sorry, that like the lag on that took me for a second. Did they watch movies? Is there anything in the journal in the notes that say how many dragons they may have under their control with the masks?
So the masks themselves allow you to communicate with the dragons. You know from your chat with the people in the council that the Drakehorn calls the dragons.
Right.
So they are calling all of the dragons that they can to them, and then the masks would allow for not necessarily control, but to influence their behavior, which would be different.
And then there's no like amount of estimate.
It's
that
just
she
all the dragons. She is the big dragon.
Oh, the dragon.
Oh.
All right.
And it's more of a call to them, so they're not necessarily forced to go, but it's kind of like, hey, so Queen Bee's coming out of her nest. You all might want to come over here because those of you that don't, I'll know that you didn't come.
You're either with us or against us.
So
We might need to get that black mask back.
So, the Cult of the Dragon is organized in cells. You also get this, like, you guys are kind of chatting as you're reading this out loud, and Gia's kind of like, yeah, yep, that too, yep. So the cells vary in size from a handful of members to scores of people. Leaders in the cult are wearers of purple, and they outrank the normal cultists. You've already come across them, Frulam and Cyan Wrath. But there aren't any formal grades or ranks within the wearers of the purple. So there are worm speakers, and then there are wearers of the purple, and they all kind of.
Do we still have any purple robes? Or do we use them all?
They had black, I thought.
You have black robes. You have the purple robe from Verum.
Oh,
But you might have
That was all
left it.
really beat up.
Yeah, every purple robe that you've gotten has been beat up. Like, you didn't just take it. Like, the person you either bought heavily, like Cyan Wrath, or
We should find it,
threw up
Taylor.
all over
In
themselves.
case we need it again.
Is there anything in the journal or notes talking about like any cult members that might have maybe infiltrated, like we have already talked about the council, anything like that? High politicians of any kind of.
Nope, there's nothing about that. These notes, as you're looking through them, they don't mention stuff that you more recently. No, like she's talking about how they're beginning to do the raids, how they're starting. So it ended months back.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know that the cult isn't above.
Is that a cookie? Are you eating cookies? Oh, I thought it was a cookie.
You know,
I'm really excited.
You know the cult isn't above hiring mercenaries when it has certain jobs to fulfill. You've seen that. You've met them. And there are notes in here, even from a few months back, that mention Kothja's shadow. And that there is a group that's led by Kothja. No one has seen the individual, though they're thought to be immortal because they've been around for so long. It's believed that Verum secured the contract with the leader of the group. And Kothja operates out of Athkatla.
Varum's the dude that we just let fucking die, right?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And their reputation precedes them as being one of the most reliable top sellswords along the Sword Coast.
The next cult member we capture, I'm ripping out all of his teeth.
What you do find in the writings, Gia was nice enough to write down the notes of this particular. There are others as well, other mercenaries, but you get to the notes about Kothja's shadow, and you have the ranks. So you have
Zan, write this
lowest to
Zan, write
highest.
this down.
Lowest to highest, you have shades, which are kind of like the hand-to-hand combat, just the enlisted. Adumbrates, who are shade leaders. You've got the augurs, that are the spies and the assassins. And then you have... Are you really not taking notes on your own backstory stuff?
Zan's doing it.
This is for this
Yeah,
is
this
this
is
is for the
Kafka's
cult. This is
Shadows.
Kafka's Shadow stuff.
Yeah, that's your stuff,
So,
bro.
and then we've got the shadow hands.
Even
which
the DM
are...
said, "Are you really not taking notes?" And they're like, seriously, the DM just said, "Are you really not taking notes?"
I mean, for someone whose character writes bookcases full of journals, you
you
would
don't do
I
anything.
thought this was cult stuff.
You
No,
gotta,
this
you
is
gotta,
just-
you gotta separate life from fantasies. Pat Zan.
Pat's in.
So this is the
Cats, yeah.
the ranks of Caster Shadow.
So it was Shades and then what was the
Shades,
second one?
Adumbrates,
Oh,
ADUM.
don't worry, he's taking care of it for you.
BRATE.
I'm gonna watch this.
Augur, which is the
I got that. What was the Adumbrate? Adumbrate?
those are the leaders of the Shades.
Oh, the leaders. So they're like centurions, kind of.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The Augurs, AUGER, are the spies and the assassins, and then there are the Shadow Hands, which are the generals. And there are 3 of those.
3 shadow hands.
One is in charge of working with the cult. A human male named Bryce Hillis.
I really can't believe you're not writing this down. You're gonna
There's
not remember any of this.
I can
no, it's
send
gonna be
you the
awesome because when
document.
this guy comes
Yeah,
up in
I'll
the main
send
thing,
it.
And it's gonna go-
nothing.
I know. Well, that's the thing is we're writing it down, but we can't speak up for you when it comes time.
got it covered.
There's another one in Sea Hall, allegedly helping with the crisis in the city after the murder of its leader and massacre of the army. But there's no name there because she knows the name of the one that's working with the cult. And then there's another one that's just not mentioned. There's no details on that one. So that's what you get from the book.
Well,
As you
we
sit
got a
there-
lot of information, didn't we, Zan? Old man didn't. Hey, you can't take pictures of his notes. I'm gonna do that
I'm gonna
for
put
him.
this all in
You don't get to do
the
that.
Discord.
I'll
put it
see.
all
I'll
in
get it.
Discord.
See, I'll get it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to reach over on your side, but that I was like, no, you don't get to do that.
You're
Lazy.
acting like this isn't like a video I can go back to.
Lazy. At least put
So-
forth the effort.
So you guys are kind of chatting and talking about all of this, and Issa's listening in, obviously, and she's just part of the crew. She's just like making little quips here and there, and it starts to get to be probably like 3-4 in the afternoon, and Issa looks over at Gia and is like, "So I don't want to be presumptuous, but who's hungry, huh? Right? All right."
Yeah, I could go for some food. Who's cooking?
Who's cooking?
Not me.
Issa's gonna look at Erdnot. The proprietor, you would not believe, this gentleman is the proprietor of an extremely successful tavern in the city of Baldur's Gate called Brew Bottle Tavern, and they serve food there.
It's not good.
It doesn't need to be good food. I have the alcohol for good.
Yeah.
So yeah, show him your kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah, we can whip something up.
Right there.
I'll help Erdnot whip something up in the kitchen. Remember all that stew that I made
Oh,
back in the
yeah,
castle?
the
That was
stew.
like it was like griffin feathers and goblin shit or whatever the hell it was.
Oh my
That
God.
one.
Dubious food.
Yeah.
Like
So-
Zelda.
Yeah.
You made dubious food.
You did.
It was pixelated. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
So you head over to the kitchen area and start going through, like, you're fine, but Arik has to, like, duck down, kind of opening up cabinets,
He's
like, you're
coming
in
with
a
me.
little person's
I said I had to
home.
give you a hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
He doesn't take notes. He doesn't listen.
Nope.
This old guy, this old man over here.
So why don't you make a, we'll make a performance check with advantage as Arik is going to help you pull together.
She's being real generous with that advantage. should be disadvantage.
Careful.
Oh, Arik is
And?
definitely in that kitchen with him. He
Okay.
fucked it up.
Yep.
So you start to smell
All my
Things.
good rolls are my
I
re-rolls.
spewed in the turtle stew.
coming from the kitchen area as Issa like looks over at, and there's clanking of pots and all of this other stuff. or not kind of swearing at Trogdor, sorry, as he's trying to help him, but he's much bigger than obviously the kitchen allows for help.
It's my fault. I fucked you up. You were gonna cook a masterpiece, and I'm just in there all elbows and fucking arms.
He's a brewer, not a cook. He just knows how to.
You can make mozzarella sticks, so. You made this wonderful chicken that I'm gonna have more of in about 30 seconds. Actually, I will now.
So,
Not even 30 seconds.
they start pulling together some food, and Issa looks over at Micaiah, who looks really stressed out, and then she looks over at Gia and is like, so, yeah, we, besides all this helpful information that you've given us about this really horrible cult, we didn't even know about any of this. Super interesting. Hadn't heard of a cult of the dragon before. None of that. It's been, I mean, we knew that there were raids and stuff out along the Sword Coast, but man, to find out about this really epic issue that's going on, I do hope that the council members, as I'm sure that they are being summoned, will be proactive in taking care of this, because it is a pretty serious thing. But just regular old adventurers here out to get a quick buck. Our friend, though, had some questions and a little bit confused about, well, maybe you can help us. I couldn't help but notice that when we knocked on your lovely yellow door, which beautiful shade, sunshine yellow, it is my favorite. Definitely. I think actually my family childhood home has the exact same color door.
Can Zan insight check that? See if she's lying.
Yeah, go ahead, make an insight check.
Actually, Gia wants the insight check this too.
Oh,
Okay,
oh.
you make
Zan,
it. Go ahead, make an insight check.
Zan believes her because that was a 4.
10.
What did you get?
10.
So she's hard to read. Yeah, Zan is kind of like, it was such a quick comment that, like, looking at her, she's just like, she's gone. She's kept going on talking. But she's like, beautiful door.
I like yellow.
Beautiful door.
This is a quite nice store.
But she's like, so you mentioned that bitch when we came up to knock on your door. Who are you maybe talking about? And actually, Gia, before you are able to respond, you suddenly hear in your own head a little alarm sound that's going off, and you know this to be your you have an alarm spell that you put out on like the perimeter of your territory.
Yeah.
And it's just a little like ding, 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 but it's in your own head, and you all look and see Gia like perk up a little bit, and from your experience you know that this is very likely just some nuisance that has been sent your way from your friend there.
Oh, not again. She kind of hobbles up, gets up, and heads outside, slamming the door open and heading in the direction that she knows it came from.
So you all see Gia just hop up and just like head out, open up the yellow door, and heads outside. And Issa looks at you all like,
Let's go.
after you.
Knott's in the kitchen going, what's going on?
She needs your help.
With what?
I don't know.
Take the hat and the apron off. Let's go help. And you look very cute in it, but I don't know.
Throws the hat on the counter.
It's adorable.
Looks at the apron. Reluctantly takes it off. It's a nice quality apron.
You're gonna keep it on during the
Nice
fight.
quality apron.
Keep it
You
on during the
should've.
battle. This is my battle apron.
It's not gonna ruin it.
It's not gonna ruin it.
So as you head out the front door, looking out, you can see that you can start to see all these like flittering little glittery things like heading your way, and hear a little like little
Oh,
little
it made me think mosquitoes. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
sort of. They kind of sound like that. As a bunch of Gia yells out like, "Damn pixies!" and as a bunch of pixies start heading your way, and that's actually where we're gonna take a break
Well, good.
because it is
Boy,
6
that-
o'clock. So we are gonna take a I don't know, 10-minute break. And
You better eat that chicken before this kid eats the rest of that chicken.
remember,
You didn't get to eat yet.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
There's
I
still like
ate
2 or 3
before.
pieces. It's
I
okay.
ate
I'm not.
before on
I'm done.
purpose.
Oh, done.
Um,
Sorry.
you type hashtag BEADND to enter into tonight's giveaway. And you can only enter once. It's only going to allow for 1 entry, so don't worry if you type it twice. It's fine. And when we come back from our break, that's when we are going to choose our winner. So go ahead and enter. And don't forget to enter into the monthly giveaway as many times as you like with our channel points.
This
you can do
month's dice are amazing.
They are gorgeous. Go check out our Instagram. Go check out our Twitter as well to find that out. And also it pops up down here. If you're seeing the dice with the skulls in them, that's this month's giveaway. So we are going to go on break. We will be right back, and we will see you in at about 6:10 Eastern time. Okay, let's see. So when we last left before the break, you all had been chatting with Gia, the gnome, whose home you came across a giant pine cone with a bright yellow door. She actually was a wealth of information for you, having told you about the Cult of the Dragon, her prior employers, and was just about to speak to that bitch that she was referring to when you knocked on her door, when she suddenly jumped up out of her seat and headed out the door, grumbling about not again.
Oh boy.
And as you headed out the front door, you saw little flickering, like glittering, yelling and kind of shrieky-ish pixies flying and zooming in all around. Hard to tell how many, but I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative as these pixies come out of the woods. And
Net 20.
Yeah.
No.
I wish I saved that actually for my better
13.
rolls.
Oh my god, net
Wow.
1%.
You didn't do it inside. It's because you didn't do it inside the.
It doesn't matter.
No, if I do it in the thing, it
Retire
doesn't
that
work.
one.
What did you get?
13.
12.
Ooh, I did better than almost everybody.
That's a.
I've only got a
5.
+1 for
Yes, yeah.
initiative.
And what did Gia get?
10.
10.
A 10.
I'm guessing a 10. By the 10 fingers.
Alright, Erdnot, you see these pixies just start coming. They're going they're making all these really strange and kind of annoying noises. And you can see them all starting to get ready to cast stuff. You can see the what are you doing?
I'm picturing a bunch of little pixies Kamehameha. They're all just powering up. I'm going to quickly cast Bless on I can only pick our main group here. I don't think I can at second level. Yeah, I can only pick 4 people. So
Alright.
it will be.
Oh, you can bless yourself. I didn't realize you could. That's cool.
Actually, yeah, I can. My 4 creatures of my choice. So I'll tell you what, I will bless you 3 and Issa.
Issa is not there.
I'll bless us 4.
So you look real quick and you
Course
notice that
not.
Issa did not come out that door when you all left.
Quick question: that journal that
Yeah.
she that we have that.
Erdnot has the journal.
Issa's in the house.
All right. So who's blessed?
The
All of us.
group here.
Oh, everybody.
And that gives a
except
plus-
for Gia or with
a
Gia.
D4.
Yeah, what does that do? A D4
Not
for
Gia.
what?
It's-
1d4
For-
to ability checks and
Ability
attacks.
Saving.
Save.
No, saving throws and attacks, not
Saves
ability
and
checks.
Save
Okay.
those.
Saves and
Attack.
attacks.
Like,
Attack
to
and
see if you hit.
Yeah.
To see if you
Yeah,
hit.
yeah, yeah. Not damage.
1d4
No, not
to saves and attacks. Okay.
Just making sure.
So you bless
And
Gia
DC.
too.
No.
Not Gia. Gia,
Save.
you are not
We
blessed.
can only do 4.
Anything else
Okay, so
or
we
not?
do
I mean, they're zipping all around you guys. There's no point in having a map because it's just kind of
Is there?
fluid.
Do we know how? Can we see how many there are? 5, 10, a dozen.
There's a lot.
Yeah, that's it. If we run out, I'll just bless everybody, and then I am ready.
Make a history check for me. Or not, yeah.
No.
Was that a 1 that I spied?
It's probably a 0.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Alright, anything else? As you hear like zing,
Look at this. I have
Or no, it's just
All
clanking
little
his
pixies.
hammer to his shield.
5 retired dice tonight.
Wow.
5 retired dice.
So it is
Wow.
the pixies' turns.
If we
So
get a ride or die with just a few, buddy.
I got one more in I got 2 that I'm currently using. I brought in my 2 of my
so
reserves.
one
I
of
got
the
some
pixies
reserves.
is
Something.
going to like you hear this like and then this little of magic is going to envelop Zan and Arik. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
So we do get that +4, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the mat.
Oh my fucking god, that's a nat. It's a nat 1 plus the other. Does that count as a nat 1 still, or is that a
Plus what?
plus the 3?
Okay.
Well, it's a
Thank you.
saving throw. Nat ones only matter on
On attacks.
Oh.
on attacks and
Okay.
death
Yeah.
saves.
I mean, it's still a 1 though.
That's a 10.
10. All right, I need you both to roll me a d10. As this comes like right near you, and then you inhale like by accident.
That's a 6 for Zan.
It's a 3.
Okay, so Arik, this like dust kind of like fills your mouth and lungs, and you're like. And then you just get like super woozy, and everything looks like very, very strange, very like double vision and all like just you are confused basically, and you're like it happened so fast. All right, and Zan, same thing except when you like look around, you just start feeling like. And that's gonna impact you.
Fucking Arik. What did I
Yeah,
do?
right?
Uh-oh.
I didn't do a goddamn
Apparently
thing.
you did.
I am going to have let's see, another little like, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Both of us or her?
Just Micaiah. So like right at the
Add a
feet of
D4.
Micaiah, these
D4?
You get a D4 too.
plus D4. These roots and vines start to come up out of the ground, and you are very familiar. This is an entanglement spell, and it starts to wrap around your
believe-
legs.
Doesn't Micaiah get advantage? I believe she has landstride against magically created plants. I believe that's a level.
You know, that's just he studies everyone's sheets.
It'll be,
Yeah,
it'll
go
be
to your
on,
feet.
click where it says saving throws. It'll say landstride.
Yeah.
In the little box.
I want to be like, so should we just all
Here, you have advantage against
Head on out.
plants that are magically created.
let's just
Yeah, I do.
let's just all hand our stuff over to Pat. We'll be back later.
So you just roll the D20 again, and whatever you got was a +3. So with advantage,
13. Plus, wait, what was it? What
13?
roll was it?
it's a strength saving throw.
So that's plus 2, right?
Yeah, your strength +2.
So
So
15. You start to feel the vines and everything coming up out of the ground very quickly, and you're like, oh no, like, just kick it down, and you're able to pull your legs up out of the.
Good job. Thank you. I would've died.
We're a team.
Let's see. Erdnot, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Good man.
As another little, like, one of them comes right up into your face and is like, and then you start to see.
21.
Okay.
Okay.
And do
So-
I need to make a con save too?
Oh no, sorry, it's an intelligence saving throw. I'm sure it's still DC 12.
So,
You're fine.
okay.
and it's right in your face, and you begin to see just the hint of like, you begin to hear actually the hint of like your daughter yelling your name out, and you're like, no, this is not real, not real, not real, and it goes, and the little pixie's like, and tries, and is actually, it's not this close to your face, but a reach away. They're not going to get right up so that you can hit them.
I was hoping they would
reach
polymorph
away.
me into a dinosaur.
Anyone else? Stones? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Just sing and give me shelter. That's
Oh,
all.
nice.
Good tune. Good tune.
I'm going to have, let's see, as you're flying around here, let's see, polymorph is, oh, nice. Alright, so, another one zips by and, or not, after this one, like, one of them zips by and it's like, ding, 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 another one, and it comes over and it's like, zips by actually and is going to look at you, Gia, because I forgot you were there. Sorry, you're facing away from me. And I need you.
Them shoulders.
I
Them
need
shoulders.
you to make a. 1 second. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No thing. Dirty 20.
All right, nice. So this little pixie comes over and you hear it saying this like these sounds, and you recognize it as a polymorph spell, and you're like, oh bitch, no, and you like
I don't think
strengthen,
so.
harden yourself, and you feel that your body was kind of starting to turn a little bit, but you reject it, and you feel nothing. All right. Okay. Next up, we have Micaiah.
Yay. So, how far away are these pixies from me?
They are all flying. They're about 10 feet off the ground. They don't seem to get any higher than about 10 feet off the ground, and they're all staying within like 30 feet of where you are.
On a quick scan, can I see like how many there are? Or does it just seem like there's just like
there's a bunch. Like you'd have to
just a swarm
yeah.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Micaiah's gonna quickly. Her first reaction would be to produce flame and just hurl it at, the first group of them, I guess, that she would see. Just.
I'm trying to think, what is a
which
group
spell?
of pixies? Pack of pixies? What do you call 'em?
A pixie
Fly?
pack.
What? Which
Because they
spell was
fly?
it?
Produce flame,
A
but I'm
murder
gonna
of pixies?
like it's a cantrip, but I'm gonna
Sounds right.
actually use it as a attack
Okay.
and hurl it at them.
All right.
Preponderance.
So you throw a.
It's a deceivingly good spell to use to attack. 2d8
Nice.
Nice.
if I hit. Which +6, so.
Oh, and a D4.
Hey, you're blessed.
15
Damn bless.
+3, 18 to hit.
All right. So you chuck a little ball of fire at this little pixie, and Gia. Actually, I'll tell you this on your turn. So the pixie just gets hit. You can roll your damage.
Oh, is it like automatically dead or something?
Maybe.
It's probably fake. It's not real.
Well, it seems real to Americans then.
It's fake. I already know it. Okay.
Everything about this session is fake.
The whole thing. 8 plus 5 is 13 plus. No, that's it.
13. Yeah, so the fireball comes out of your hand, it smacks into the pixie and goes bing! Gone. Fake. Little, like, pixie dust
Pixies have,
goes
like,
all
one hit
over.
point.
Yeah. You did it.
The
It's dead.
powerful magic.
You did it.
Yes.
It's dead.
You did
They,
it.
they have
It's dead.
really powerful spells.
You did it.
Anything else?
In Trial of Chiefs, there was those pixie dragons that you guys
We avoided.
would have
Fairy
had to
dragons.
fight if you had fucked with them.
No. Okay. Next up we have Arik. You are confused and you're looking around and all you can see is double You are not able to move or attack or anything.
Jesus.
You're like, you want to like move forward, but when you go to step forward, your leg kind of like, you kind of hobble a little bit, going back and forth, and by the end, so you can make a wisdom saving throw right now.
12.
I forgot to ask before.
Oh, hold on, I got a +4 to that.
What was
Oh,
the saving
plus-
throw that Zan rolled? Was that for a charm effect?
13.
It was for. Probably is for a confusion spell.
So if it is, I would have had advantage. We can keep it as it is. I just totally forgot that I get advantage on charms.
Let me just double check to see if it is. I would imagine that it is. I'm trying to picture what it would be other than a charm. Oh no, it's an enchantment.
Okay. That's a 13.
You are so at the end of your turn, like the end of your turn, you are able to. Your vision comes back. The dust is like falling, and you're able to focus again. You see Zan just kind of like in the same state as you. Gia, it is your turn. And you know, Gia, that these pixies are like a one and done hit. You just gotta hit them and they're gone. But they are super annoying because they are very powerful.
Alright,
Runs back in the house and gets a can of Raid.
okay, so what she's gonna do is cast, chain lightning at one of them, which will then spread to 3 others.
Okay.
I thought she was gonna say like
So-
missile.
They need to make a dexterity save of 18.
Holy shit, 18.
Wow.
Oh,
All
this
right.
is an
So
old
it
gnome.
is.
I was gonna
how-
say,
there are
she's a
4
bit more
targets?
powerful than we thought.
Yeah, it'll be a total of 4 targets.
All right. They have a +5 to their save. So. 1. Oh wow. All right. So you all watch as Gia extends her hand, says a little something in gnomish, and then this lightning just goes cross, hits one, you hear, and then the last one it like is able to. Is this a half damage?
Yep.
Okay. and 4 of them drop.
It's like when you plug in the Christmas tree lights. And it's
It's like
You
cat
can
from
still see
National
others
Lampoons.
zipping around. But it looks like you've probably gotten rid of like maybe about half of them. Is Gia doing anything else?
Let's see. I don't think Gia has any bonus action spells. So that is probably it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Then it is the other 5 that didn't get to go. There were 10. So they are all going to go. Actually, nope, they go after you, Zan. They're gonna go at the top of the round. Zan, you are up. So you're standing there just kind of like confused. The only people that are within range of you, actually, there's just Arc Fire Song. So why don't you flip a coin? Heads is, you, no, actually, Arc is the only one within range of you, so there's no flipping. I was gonna say you could attack yourself, but, so you must attack
What does
Arc.
it look like I'm
Arc,
doing?
your vision comes back, and then you kind of like look over at Zan, almost like, "Ooh, that was weird, huh?" And then he just reaches out.
Now,
and-
am I attacking wildly, or am I trying to like kill what is in front of me?
You must make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature, so you are just attacking. It doesn't have to be like you find him
Okay, good.
to be your enemy. You're just like,
All right,
"Ugh,"
good. Because I didn't
drunk.
want to
So,
like do like all the stuff to him. So I would assume because we're in melee, that's my sword. 8, 14. I don't think it hit 17.
Nope. I'm at 18.
Alright.
Do I attack again? Because I get 2.
Can I riposte?
If you get 2 attacks, then yeah, you
I was gonna say, should I riposte on it?
You would
Like,
get
hey!
back to it.
I won't.
That hits. That's 17 plus stuff.
Yeah.
So Zan just swings out. Like, you can see he is weird. You guys have been. This stuff has happened to you guys in the past.
Yeah. I reckon just letting it bounce off, and he knows the deal.
You're like,
Yeah. His little friend is like trying to hit him.
it's like Cartland hitting Will Smith.
10.
Yeah.
10 points of damage. He
Basically.
slashes across, cutting into your new armor you just got.
Meh.
Ira doesn't even look miffed. He's like, fuck this. I should have
alright.
posted.
You can make a
Oh,
wisdom saving
I
throw.
can still hit you 2 more times if you want.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
He could borrow your ass.
I didn't add any spells. It's 22.
Okay, yeah. At the end, like, you swing and then you're like, oh, God. And then look over and you've made a big dent in, oh no, it's leathers now? Wait, what is it? Plate mail? Half
It's
plate?
breastplate.
Okay, yeah, you've damaged his new armor.
I don't know what came over me.
I'm a smith. It'll come out.
Alright. Now we've got the 5 others that are zipping around. I am going to have another little, like, in your direction, Erdna. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
11 plus 4 plus 3. So
Oh, you're good. So this, you have seen what happened to the other 2, so you kind of like hold your breath and are like getting the pixie dust out, and nothing happens there. Let's see. Another one is going to try to entangle. One's gonna try to entangle Gia, and the other is gonna try to entangle Micaiah again. It's like, another one is just like was annoyed. And I need you to make Gia and Micaiah a strength saving throw. You get advantage.
You get the plus 4 and you get
15.
advantage.
15. Gia, you are so used to these little pieces of shit coming around.
Back in that.
do you remember Animaniacs? Because I picture Gia as the old cranky squirrel lady.
8.
With the pocketbook.
Yeah.
She said smack things with it.
So
What?
your
Oh,
strength.
10.
And this time, as it comes over, you find your legs like getting all tangled up. You were like beating down one of them, and another one started. So you are
Damn it.
restrained.
Ouch.
Comes all around your arms. So you can try to, on your next turn, make a strength check to get out. Or then there's 2 more. So one of them is going to how's this one? Nope. Okay. 2 of them are going to try Phantasmal Force against one against Gia and one against Arik. Because why not? One of them comes up and is like, look like the dumb one. Says in Pixie. And Phantasmal Force is a intelligence saving throw.
Oh, Jesus.
This I get
So-
advantage on.
Yes.
Fuck. Let's see.
Done one.
D4.
I'm just
that's an
looking-
18.
I'm not even looking
Oh,
at you.
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
good. Again,
staring
you,
through.
you like make eye contact with the little pixie as it's coming over, and it's like looking at you, and you're looking at it, and it's like, and it
I
zips
just
away.
stick my middle finger up at him.
It's a 12. Actually, 11. Because I have.
I know that trick too, you little gnat.
A 12 would have done it, but you got an 11.
Because
so...
I got a 12, but then I have the negative 1.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Ouch.
So you let's see. Okay. So suddenly you begin to see like 6 little goblins that just start running out of the woods, is like making this horrible
Goblins,
screeching
of
noise
course.
that they. It's like comical, but it's not funny to you. anybody else who would have seen it. So you look over and you can see a bunch of these little goblins coming in your direction, and in your mind, like suddenly the pixies have been joined by goblins. So, and they, one of them like comes over and makes a strike against you with a short sword.
A goblin does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is a natural one. So it comes over and you like parry so well.
Against this non-existent, not real goblin. I'm gonna riposte against it just to see if it's real.
Okay.
Please, and I get a plus to all attacks, right?
Yep.
That should hit. It's 10 plus 5 plus 4, 19.
Okay. You swing forward, like after it comes at you and misses, and you lunge forward with your sword, and it just kind of steps out of the way, and is able to knock your sword out of the way.
Okay, get these high AC not real goblins out here. Just doing their thing.
Top of the round, Erdnot.
Alright, Erdnot actually does not have his shield out. He has taken out, he's using his short sword and his hand axe.
Okay.
So my AC is 17.
Okay.
But, so I'm going to use Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
So I need to do my melee attack first. 21.
That hits, yeah.
Alright, so
One of them comes zipping by and like, "Ding," and you.
it's the normal damage plus a bunch of shit plus another one gets set on green fire. So hold on a sec. My normal damage on that, so that would have been the short sword, 1d6, 5, so 6, 11 damage normal, then...
It's already dead.
I know, but I have to, I'm just saying, it's 11 normal damage, plus, oh, hold on, where's my 8s? My 8s.
Come on, let him roll the damage.
Plus,
I know.
you gotta roll the damn dice!
I just thought
This
of that.
is the fun
I
part.
know.
So 11 plus, so like 12, 13, 14 on that one, and then, if there's another fairy within 5 feet of it, the fairy that I just hit with my sword that caught fire and exploded, the green flame jumps from that one to another one within 5 feet and sets that one on fire for 4
It's
damage.
like World War II planes, like one gets hit.
Here, you want to roll my D100, 50-50 chance that there's one within 5 feet. 50 up,
Oh, that's so cool. You can see through it.
51
Dude,
and
shit.
above
God damn. Wow.
What am I looking
at
at?
the top.
56?
There you go. There was one within 5 feet of it.
Right.
So you hit it and it goes, and another one disappears in the green
Almost critical.
flame.
Made some good stuff. Holy shit. A lesser brand that would have broke.
Almost critical.
I know,
Nice
right?
choice.
Alright, and
Gotta
I...
do like the. It's like a shing.
And if I'm correct in this, I cannot do that again, because even though I have 2 attacks per round, because that was a cantrip, I can't do a second melee attack and then use that same cantrip, correct?
Right. Your action was to cast the spell.
Okay. So I can't even use my second attack, because again, it's all one
Right.
way.
You only get the second attack when your action is
Just
to attack.
nothing but, yeah, right. Okay, just double checking. It was a... I switched this because there's a couple of... It gives me more chances to hit multiple things.
Alright,
So-
Micaiah, you are restrained. You can still attack. You can still do stuff. You just have to, it would be with disadvantage.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna try to get unrestrained.
Okay. Strength. Oops. Strength attack. What was it? 19? Yeah,
You
you're
roll
able
your plus D4.
and you're
So
able
the
to
check.
shrug off. It looks like the pixie that cast it on you is one of the ones that went with
Oh.
red nuts. Any bonus? Any bonus actions or
It's like hitting a
movement?
bumblebee with a shotgun.
Nope.
Okay. All right, and then that brings us to Arik.
The goblin's still right in front of me.
Yes.
Arik's gonna try to kill it.
All right.
That's all he cares about right now is that fucking goblin seeing it dead. 18, 20, that's 30.
Okay.
It has to hit. It has to hit.
If it ain't real, it doesn't have to hit.
I don't care. I want it dead. I want its family
I'm
dead.
gonna ask Adam, not Arik. Are you getting deja vu yet?
No.
Let's see here.
Kill that guy.
So, blah blah blah. Unwilling duration.
The goblin goes like this,
shit.
and it's your
Okay.
face.
So you are so sure. Like you come forward, you slice. It looks like it, but then suddenly the head goes down and it goes right over its head, and you're like, what
Like a
the-
turtle.
That was the highest. I get it. That was the highest I've ever rolled for an attack. A legit 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Art's gonna do it again because he doesn't. Well, because I know, but he's just.
He doesn't.
But Arik isn't getting deja vu.
The rest of you.
This has happened to him before.
The rest of yeah, he believes that this is
The
Yeah, but I
red
have
wizards.
to believe. But I have to believe it's real.
yeah, it's real.
Like
It is real.
That's what I'm saying. Like to him, he like.
The
That's why I
rest
said
of you,
I know.
especially you, are looking over and ours is and there's nothing.
He looks cooler than that. It was a 30.
He thinks he looks cool.
He looks really. He looks.
If he had,
Very
I think he needs to roll a
confident
D100 to know if he's cool or not.
He looks really spiffy in his new dented armor,
If
swinging
he-
at things that don't actually exist.
if he
You got knuckle
he
marks in your new armor.
I
And you're
know,
like,
right? But in my head, I'm just like,
he's just like
Conan the
He's
Barbarian.
ugly, crying with
Yeah.
every swing.
Ugly crying.
It doesn't matter. It's a whole bunch, but it's not gonna hit anyways.
you lunge forward and this thing is just like and you can hear the sound of your sword being like hit with the other sword. Like this is a goblin that's in front of you and you don't understand. There are other goblins like jumping around, but they're not coming at. They're just like
If I drop
They're,
bless,
like,
I
yelling
can cure you,
something
but I'm
in
not
goblin
dropping
at you.
bless.
That's okay. I understand. Just sucks.
all right, Gia. You are up. You also can look over and see the human is swinging at nothing, but you are also very familiar with how these pixies work, and it makes sense. He's seeing something that's not there.
Alright. So, I am going to cast Illusory Dragon. And I am going to have it face as many of the pixies and the goblins that I can.
You can only see the pixies. There are 3 of them left.
Are the goblins near the pixies?
The goblins are not real. They are.
It's real to me, goddammit.
They're only real for Arik. You can see him swinging
Gotcha.
at nothing, and you know that he has fallen victim to the Phantasmal Force spell.
Then
And
never
sees
mind.
something.
I'm going to make this a lot simpler and just cast Magic Missile.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you're gonna help
I
with the
was getting
goblins.
ready to do this, like, big, huge thing, thinking that there was a lot more enemies, and there's not. Alright, so I'll do the Magic Missile at, like, you said there's 3 left?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, at a 3rd level to get them all.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are all sitting there, Arik is swinging wildly at these pixies and, at this goblin that is not there, and you see Gia is just kind of almost lazily is like, and these little, and it chases down the remaining pixies and like, and it all goes quiet again. Arik, you're like, "Duh, eh," and then it's gone.
I'm hearing Danger Zone as the last
I
missile
know,
is
right now I'm
like
singing the same thing.
chasing the last pixie. It's like, no, the Danger Zone. It's that last TIE fighter that extra explodes.
Oh my god.
And so, Gia, your house again, under attack by that bitch.
That bitch.
But finally, the pixies are all gone. So you just kind of look over at the crew who came out and helped you. They were good for finding your alcohol and getting rid of these
Yes,
pixies.
we were.
Put these fuckers on fire with my sword.
Better remember us.
But actually, make me an insight check too, Gia. Thinking back on a statement that Issa said of just being regular old adventures out, kind of looking for some answers, but looking at what this group did,
It was a 9.
Their magic is pretty good. I mean, they're younger than you. Maybe the dwarf has been around. You could see that with the green
dwarf
flame.
is a little bit older than me, but...
Oh, yeah, the dwarf's older, so yeah, maybe they're just adventurers. That makes sense. The rest of them are pretty young, so you're all standing outside of Gia's home now.
Does that happen often?
More often than I'd like.
And, what enemy of yours sent them?
It's that bitch witch that lives down the forest.
Ah,
Wait.
witches!
Do you say witch?
Well, she's more likely a hag, but witch, bitch, hag, doesn't matter. She's a very annoying neighbor.
That's who I'm looking
And she often
Wait, this was a
her
bitch.
little pets come a-working onto my property, and I gotta take care of them. That's why I have the alarms set up all over the place to alert me.
I think your neighbor is the witch that Micaiah is looking for. Is there anything about this neighbor that you can tell us so that we can be prepared?
I mean, I would say don't cross her, but it sounds like you're going over there anyway. She, seems to operate alone, seems to live alone. The best thing I could say to do is be sure to compliment her and make her feel special to not get on her bad side.
So, in other words, don't bring you anywhere near her, because apparently she don't like you.
And I don't like her. We've made it
so
very
you
clear
can
with
stay
each other.
here.
I
The
do
rest
not
of us
mess
are gonna
with her.
go. You stay here. Nice to meet you.
Oh, don't worry. I plan on it. I don't want to deal with her.
Do you have anything that may aid in talking to her?
My best bit of advice is to say that you don't know me.
Understood.
Who are you again?
Exactly.
And a song. Just disappears. It was never real.
I don't even know what's
The
real.
pinecone is a lie.
Pinecone takes off like a rocket ship.
Just leaves us.
It's like in the doorway, like,
I'm gonna go combine all 3 bottles of alcohol and have myself a drink.
Just leaves.
Issa stands in the doorway and she's like,
Suckers.
good job, everybody. You had that. Those things are super annoying. I already got started eating some of that food. Real good.
Oh, thank God. Casting my spells makes me hungry.
Yeah.
We should probably eat and be on our way.
Yeah, I would imagine your little pinecone hut, your little nut hut,
Jesus. Don't like the way that sounded.
your little nut hut doesn't have enough room for this lowly adventuring
The change
crew.
purses in the nut hut.
So we should probably just eat and then go. Yeah.
A strip club called the Change
Chew and
Person,
screw
the
and
male-
nut
It was
hut.
right
The
next to
male
each other.
one
The
is the
change
nut
purse
hut,
and the
yeah.
nut hut right next to each other.
The nut hut.
Chew and screw and the
This
nut
is
hut.
the Faron strip mall. Farron, whatever.
Fay Run.
Favron.
Baron.
Farron.
Faroon.
So you all head back into the friggin' pinecone house. And
The freaking
Nut
nut
house.
hut.
Don't try to go back.
Freaking
Nut
pine
house.
The Faroon Saloon.
in the nut hut
Faroon Saloon.
and sit down for as best you can. Arik and Zan and Micaiah, actually, you guys.
Does this
have
count as a
stand.
short rest?
Yeah, we'll say it's a short rest. You
Yeah,
guys
I get
take
one
a short
spell
rest
slot back.
and just sit there chatting. Issa, looking at Gia, is like, so what's your neighbor's name, by the way?
Muriel.
Muriel. Beautiful name.
I'm sorry, I was literally gulping really loud in my ear, and I did not hear what you asked her.
What the neighbor's name was.
Oh.
Muriel.
I mean, I just refer to her as that bitch, but I try not to use that in front of her face the rare few times that I do see her.
Yeah.
Have you fought her before? Directly, or just her pixie fairies?
Just her pixie fairies. I know a strong witch when I see one, and I wasn't about to mess with that.
And Muriel has been known to not just send pixies, but to send these creatures that just range in vile and disgusting habits, we'll say. And they're sometimes bipedal, sometimes they are four-legged, sometimes they fly, but just all range and manner of like fey creatures. And you get the impression that like she's very powerful. She's just messing with you. Like, she could, if she wanted you gone, you'd be gone.
Sir, now I was about to ask. May I ask, madam, why does she send these beasties at you?
I guess she just doesn't like me.
For any
I don't
particular
make it-
reason?
I don't make it very hidden that I dislike her. Pretty much, I just don't think she likes me being her neighbor. She wants the woods to herself. And so, she lets her creatures roam at will, and they end up in my property, and they don't like me much either, so I take them down.
And he says, like, and an impressive show at that. I mean, powerful, powerful magics I have not seen come from this lowly crew, of course. I mean, that was really great work. Great work. No offense.
Developed your magic over roughly 250 years.
I can tell.
You learn a thing or two.
Well, this group could certainly use your mentorship in the future, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
It depends on which one of them wants it. Some of them were a little bit more hospitable than others.
Yeah, well, they're going through a really stressful time. You know, it's really important that we talk to this, Muriel. So...
Where's Muriel?
I point in the general direction of where the bitch hut is.
to the east.
Bitch hut?
The bitch
Alright,
hut
guys,
is to
bitch
the east of
Bitch
the
hut's that way. That's where we gotta go.
Well, thank you for your hospitality,
Yes,
Gia.
thank you. Bye.
You've been most helpful. Thank you very much.
Respect your elders.
And
Thanks
I like
for
your
finding my
little home.
alcohol for
She
me.
did nothing but make us get her alcohol and fight pixies.
But
It's not us
Do you
for us
want
to
me to
understand
take
the
the
wisdom of
journal
the
back?
elders. We respect it.
What was that, Gia?
I said, do you want me to take the journal back?
You can't take the journal back now.
Is she
these guys-
asking for the
Looking
journal
at you,
back,
no,
or
she looks and it says, "You want me to take the journal back?"
perhaps we could borrow this, unless you're in need of it?
All I'm saying is watch your mouth, or I will take the journal back.
She's gonna wash your mouth out with soap, Micaiah. Back in Chicenta, that's what our parents would do to us. I'm gonna roll just a hit dice real quick.
Oh yeah. Issa comes
Hey, I
over
threw it.
to you, Gia, and she's like,
Was it
"Well,
10?
thank you so much for your hospitality. As a payment for this, for the journal, for the information. Information isn't free, and I can appreciate your alcoholism, but here is additional payment as a thank you." And she drops like 25 silver pieces into your hand. Well, like,
She, takes one of the pieces and bites down on it to make sure it's real.
Ernot gives you a
is
handful
real.
of hops, and he goes, I'm sure, as additional payment, you would find use of these in your capable hands.
Oh, I will. I like you. I like you. Oh, I'm gonna get some brewing later.
I didn't know she made alcohol. I thought she just drank it.
She's a magic person. She
I
can
just,
make
I know, but I
alcohol.
just like the idea of her just like taking one, just like chewing it like gum. She just says on it.
You can. Have you ever chewed on hops?
No.
Well, unless anything else, I guess we will be on our way this fine evening.
Try not to get yourself killed. Be more hospitable to her than you were to me.
Right. Because we respect our elders.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of, you wouldn't happen to know how old this witch is, would you?
I don't believe I do. Nope, don't think I do.
All right. Well,
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Dear lady.
Yeah, thanks.
this is gonna take Makai's
Bye.
hand and go out with her through the front.
It's like dealing with Abaddon again.
All right. So you all head to the east and make a survival check for finding a place because you're not going to get there. You continue on and you know that you have several more hours because it was only a half day that made you.
You want everybody to make it?
No, just the two that are proficient. What was that?
You always forget that I'm proficient in survival.
The three. I'm not memorizing your character sheets.
I got a +4 and like am proficient in it.
Oh, you can roll
Plus
too.
6.
Whoever's gonna look for a place. If you want to have a better chance, you can roll. I mean, you got a 17, 18. You got a pretty good place.
Yeah, don't. You're tagged.
How many ones is that tonight?
Too many.
No, I'm
I want to
proficient.
check for survival 1.
Anyway, all right.
We're
so
all over
4,
here, or not
but
still like 2 miles back.
In
circling.
one night, I've never retired this many dice.
I really think this
And
is a good
granted, only
spot
4 of
where
them
we
have
should
rolled a
go.
one,
And
but still.
turns around, no one's
Maybe
there.
we sleep in the trees tonight.
Ernot would never say that.
Well,
guess
you rolled
we-
a 1.
Yeah,
Can
critical
we
fail.
buy Gia's
No,
hut?
he's recommending
that?
we dig a hole
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sleep in it. He's like, underground.
I
Can
said
I
we can
sleep
always
under
stay
the
at
rock?
Gia's hut.
Under the rock.
Yeah, no, they Issa was pushing them out the door basically, like.
I wonder why. I reckon as we walk, I was gonna be like, so what'd you take?
So as you continue heading on, you get closer, and they're looking for a place for you to bed for the night. And Issa looks up at you and is like, "Oh, that money I gave her I found all that loose change in her house.
It's all under the couch.
Like, I didn't take anything. I felt bad. That was kind of like my way of getting it back, but also making her feel good about helping strangers. So yeah, I didn't steal anything.
Paying with their own money.
Yeah.
And you didn't
She
take-
lost it, so I found it and I gave it back to her.
And you took nothing else?
Yeah, I didn't take anything else.
Is that
Zan
I was gonna say, does Ark believe?
Zan and
Yeah,
Mikaya
you're
are
busy.
off looking.
You're busy.
Make an insight check.
I'm
Okay.
looking at rocks.
It's a 13.
You can't be quite sure, but you feel like maybe you're leaning on the side of she's not telling you the truth. But you're not sure. Like, she's got a stone face. Like,
It's alright. Eric assumes anyways.
Right.
Even if I could have rolled a 19.
yeah, you're kind
No,
of
Eric's like, she still took something.
she
She got sticky hands. She's
Um,
got that face. She got that guilty face. I know, right? She was too much like, hey, come on, guys, let's get out of here. Like her pockets are like bulging with stuff she's pilfered.
He's
There's
so
like-
used to
There's so much things in her boots. She's actually like
Yeah, like-
taller.
Yeah.
You're 3 inches taller right now.
No.
So you were able to find a little nook right off of there's a path. It's not a heavily traveled path, but it's definitely like you can tell where whatever creatures are going back and forth between Gia and Muriel's. Like you can see it through here. People have traversed here before, and you guys set up your little camp. Is there anything that you want to discuss before you go to sleep?
So, we make it to the witch's place. Micaiah, you looking for information on your family? Do we all go in together?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Sounds like she's a bitch. So.
Sounds like she's a very powerful witch. I don't think we should be separated.
We have not yet wronged her. So there
True.
is no...
I mean, she said compliment her, so.
So we should perhaps maybe be carrying some sort of a gift for her.
What gifts do witches like?
I don't know.
What does there not know about hags and witches?
Make a history check.
Would Zan know anything about hags?
I mean, a
from his
cauldron
time spent in the
maybe? Like a
Feywild?
wooden spoon?
You can make a history
broom?
check too.
10.
Green face paint? I don't know. Spiders?
17.
Between the two of you, you know that hags, there's different kinds of hags, but they are typically fairly old. They are fey creatures. They often are found in like covens with more than one. But it's not unheard of for there to be one that's on their own. But if they're on their own, they are powerful. Because covens of hags get their power from each other. So one by itself has to be either they're lying and there are others around and you don't see them, or they are powerful to be on their own in that way. Their motivations can range, but like all Fae, it's kind of like, you know, if you arrive in the Feywild and a Fae creature says, hey, give me your name, and you say, Xander Huntsman, well, now your name is gone. Like, they operate under different rules. They will ask you for things, knowing full well what the answers are. Hags are no different, but they are pretty nasty. Like, if this is a fae that is by itself, it is powerful enough to be by itself.
A fae or a hag? Or
Yeah,
fags
but
are-
hags
fags
are
Hey,
are
is
fae.
it hag is
Hags are
So-
faes.
So keeping that in mind, the fact that like Gia hasn't really come across Muriel like directly, they don't like each other. Like, you also get the impression that if Muriel wanted Gia gone, she would have done it. She's just kind of messing around.
She's just like shoveling her dog shit over the fence.
Yeah, right.
That's all she's doing. Like,
Pretty much.
Dad, flaming marshmallows.
But yeah, they're the kind of you want to be careful if you're going to be in their home. And as Gia said, you would know from, you didn't necessarily come across hags, but you would have been you would have heard about them in the Feywild. You just got to be really careful with hags. And if she is one, then it's good that you know that, because there is a difference between like a low-level witch, like a warlock, and a hag. Given what Micaiah has said, actually, how much has Micaiah said? Just that you're looking for a witch. Zan, though, you remember that in your when you guys were traveling to the Serpent Hills during that fight with the hill giants, a little scroll fell out of Micaiah's pack, and you picked it up and you handed it back, and the look on her face in that moment was like deer caught in the headlights kind of look. So you have a thought that it's probably related, whatever happened there. Yeah. But you all know she hasn't told you all that much. Just that there's a witch.
Is there anything else tell us about her that might help us tomorrow? The more we know, the more prepared we can be. I mean, a witch is one thing. Hag. They're quite powerful. We will not be able to trick her into giving us the information that we want. They are quite secretive. Of anything they know, they will expect something full.
All I know is that my mother came to consult this witch. I asked her to do her a favor. Make it so my dad couldn't communicate anymore. He was angry with him. Asked her to put a curse on him. He no longer could speak or write or make any kind of communication.
You know what?
So I know she's powerful enough to do that to someone.
You know what cost your mother?
All I know is that she wrote that I would no longer have any brothers or sisters. So my guess is her fertility.
Right.
So why mother wanted to take away his ability to speak? He knows something she wants to know.
Sorry. It's like the softer he speaks, the farther he leans away.
I know, right?
Normally he talks like this, but when he gets in his hand, he starts.
He's just trying to get you guys.
It's just breathy whispers.
Is there something? Is there a reason why? Something she didn't want him to say to someone?
I don't exactly know. All I know is that she was angry with him. She thought that he had cheated on her, gotten another woman pregnant. But it sounded like in the letter that she wrote me that she was no longer sure of herself, of his guilt. I'm not really sure what to think. I guess that's why I'm here. I just want to know what this witch knows. What does she know? The truth, I mean, if she's powerful enough to make him not be able to communicate, I mean, maybe she can give me the truth.
Are you looking for the reason why, or are you looking for your mother and father?
I'm looking, well, I mean, I would ultimately like to find my father, but I kind of just want to know what this witch knows about the situation.
Your goals are to see your father. You think you'll ask the hag to reverse whatever she's done to him?
If she knows where he is, I mean, I have no idea. That's the only thing I have to go on. That's all I know.
We'll have to be very cautious when we get there. The Fae tend to not lie, but they can twist the truth. Their words aren't always what they seem on face value. So choose your words carefully and listen beyond what is on the surface when we talk with them. Saying don't trust them, but there's always double meaning.
And respect your elders.
Just boop your snoot. She liked me.
That would have caused you death in dwarven society.
She's not a dwarf.
Don't try that with the hag.
You don't have to say it. I won't.
At the very least, they would have cut the hand off.
You see what I'm dealing with here?
Aye. Whatever you need from us, Micaiah. You have us.
Thank you.
We'll find what you're looking for.
Appreciate you guys. Even you. Thank you, Paints.
Words of encouragement from Erd not inserted here. Just that's him writing in his journal.
Approving grunting is what the,
Yeah, the subtitles would say.
Yeah.
So as you guys get ready to go to sleep, Issa volunteers to take the first watch. Micaiah, you go kind of over to your little sleeping bag area, reach in, and feel that you have the little letter, the scroll. You look down in there, and your heart kind of stops for a second. Because staring back at you are two eyes.
It's the witch.
Painted on a rock that you swear at the feet of that clay golem, and it is just judging you, and you're like, you close up your backpack.
What the hell?
And that is where we will end the session.
Love it.
Nice.
Followed me!
I'm drawing that rock this week.
God damn. Thing followed me, man.
I mean, I have it actually.
I know, it's great.
It's one of our
I just
homebrew
picture
items.
it just like
You can draw
slowly like turning
so
end
great.
over end, like following
Right,
after
following
you.
us. Finally catches up to us.
So thank you everybody for
Aw,
joining
I
us.
love it.
Thank you for playing hide and seek in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm about to go look and find out who on our
Aren't we supposed
team
to raid
stream.
Fires of Atheling?
They're gonna go live for 45 more minutes. Like if
Son of a
I'm sure
bitch.
there's gonna be sessions where we end up like closer to the 8 o'clock, but this is a good spot to end. I'm just gonna look see if there's a team stream.
Don't hate us,
Thank
Ian.
you so much to Beluga from the Role Players Guild for coordinating this
Yes.
video.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
This was an
Thank
awesome,
you guys
awesome
for having
surprise.
me.
Yeah,
So
that was
awesome.
great.
Appreciate it so much.
Loved
so
it.
Beluga
So
redeemed
cool.
The NPC creation thing that I had turned
Oh,
off.
is that what it was?
Like I was waiting until we got into the studio to start doing that kind of thing again.
Gotcha.
Like back in June, and we had planned for her to come up here in August. Didn't work out, and so we're doing the
That's so
virtual
cool, though.
thing here. But
Hopefully
thank you
we
so
can
much.
do that someday. Even if we
Yeah.
can go out and just do something, get a bunch of people
Yeah.
together, it'd be fun.
Yes, D&D unites everyone.
Yes. Thank you
really
so much
does.
for joining us.
Yeah,
There are
so
no
cool.
team streams at the moment, so I'm willing to take suggestions for who we go raid. Otherwise, NAT20 is up, Not Great RPG. We've
More ones
got.
ahead in
Let's do the NAT20s. The NAT30s are raiding the NAT20s.
Yeah.
Let me just double check and see. Okay,
Now
they're
I'm
starting
doing some good
soon,
rolls.
So
Of course, now.
No,
can
no.
raid
That
into
one.
the beginning of their
That heavy
stream.
dice.
Ooh,
that's good for that
so rating Nat 20. We will see you on
Oh yeah, there was no
tomorrow
Boris.
for Midnight Monday, Tuesday for Wicked Independent Prestige Incorporated.
Will it be the end of the campaign? They are entering the Mad Wizard's chamber. Will it be the end?
Thursday, Pat and I are going to play some Call of Cthulhu with
Yep, gonna get
Logan.
freaked out, have no idea what I'm
I'm
doing.
very
I
excited.
love it.
So that's going to be just an extra thing that we do, and then we'll see you again.
Nice.
Next
And if
time.
you're into Halloweeny things, I know that
Never even watched Call.
I
of
think
Cthulhu play
over
yet.
at Could Have Been Heroes, if you're on their Discord, I believe they're looking for some players for like some sort of Halloween horror-y type game.
Oh, okay.
So if
nice.
you're part of their Discord, go there for the deets.
Is the role players hold on, Control C. Is the role players guild doing any kind of special thing you wanna
Okay, yeah, sure. I actually have a few things that I can talk about real quick. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, on the Neo Soul God channel, I will actually be playing in a Curse of Strahd one-shot that might turn into a campaign. So
Nice.
feel free to check that out if you're around. Other than that, we have a few spooky streams going on. This Thursday, we will be playing Betrayal at House on the Hill board game. And then, hold on, let me pull up my calendar. And then on Saturday, we'll be playing Dead Space. Next Saturday is Resident Evil VR. So that's gonna be funny. We're gonna try and set up a camera so you can also see the person who is wearing the VR headset to see them react. And then I have a special Phasmophobia themed one-shot premiering on Thursday, October 28th at 6 p.m. It was created by me with a lot of inspiration from different TTRPGs. So if you are able to check that out, please do. I would love feedback on it. It's not something I'm planning on like publishing or anything, but I still want to know how I did on it because I am working hard on it. So yeah, Phasmophobia themed one-shot on Thursday, October 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Other than that, our normal streams are Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the Role Players Guild.
Nice.
Thanks for coming and hanging out
Check
with
them
us.
out, people.
Thank you guys so much again for having me.
Oh, we loved it.
Awesome.
Oh, it was so
Thank
much
you.
fun. Thank you.
So we
What
are
a surprise! I loved it.
so we are going to raid NAT20 with our 21 viewers.
Yay!
Good.
Which
Yay!
is
That's
awesome.
pretty
And
good.
I moved myself onto the wrong thing, so hold on. I'm gonna go back so that I can be the 22 viewers.
22.
And yeah, we will see you tomorrow for Midnight Mondays.
Oh yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us. So.